So you guys want to go fishing in the boat with me again, do you? Well listen, this is the other end of the scale to the launch. This is how I start. There's probably going to be traffic noise, they're busy, the weather's good, I've got to get the boat out, but of course the world and his wife is going to be out there as well. Now I cover mine over with tarpaulin. I don't keep mine in a marina, I tow it, I've got the boat outside, it's right outside my office, so hopefully I can work on it when I want, no problem at all. So how do we go about starting up? Well, I've got canvas all over mine here. You can see that over on the top, it just keeps the worst of the weather over. And listen, you can see, look, let me just show you this here. Let's find a good angle for you guys. Wow, there's a lot of traffic. Must recognise me. Now look, here's where, just to show you this, if you do cover a boat over, get one to cover the whole boat. Here's where the weather goes on there all the time, and here's where my sheet ties off. Look, now if I just pull this back, wowee, that's lovely. I'm hoping the camera can pick that out. There's actually a real line down here between smooth and that. And that's just where I tie it, like underneath, like I tie it around here. It gets ripped and blown because most of the weather, that's south by the way down there, so the south, oh yes. Another project in mind, boys. You can see the stock of pallets arriving. So around here what I do is to keep my, I'll show you this, I should have shown you this before. I don't know why it is that I've only just started doing these type of films for you. But I'm going to show you what I made up just here. I say it's going to be noisy. I put this up and I've made these just to help take the weight of the tarpaulin and drain the, you know, any rain that comes gets drained off down into here. And of course, just check guys, you got to make sure, we don't have to make sure, the water will drain out. Bit of dust from the trees there. See, you got the hole down there. I have two of these under there. All these things, people can adapt. Look, it's just the way I've done it. Trust me, I am certainly no boating expert. And there you go. That's what I do with tarpaulin. So basically, I break it all down, take the big tarpaulin off from here, then the front tarpaulin off, and away we go. What I do is I just chuck the big tarpaulin down there. The traffic stops. Listen to this. Peace and solitude. That bush there, a lavatera, guys, I planted it myself from a cutting this long years ago. That's what you can do with gardening. But let's move on. These guys want to go fishing, they don't want to talk about gardening, which I also do. It's a great effect I might have. Now, obviously you can't tow the boat away with the engine down, that's going to be changed. But what I also do, I was told this by a guy, Phil Williams, who's a real small boat expert from years and years ago, got my security lock on there, but I jack mine up, the whole boat on axle stands to take the pressure off the tyres when I'm not using it a long time. It's a pain in the butt to do, but to me it's worth it. It makes, hopefully the tyres last a bit longer. This is where the wife likes to see me, hands and knees crawling along doing job after job. Here I've got a support. I thought it might be handy if I put a support here along the middle of the spine, if you can see that, instead of having it all on the front, up the, I'm going to call it the bow, the front of it, the actual spine of the trailer. I thought, why not put an axle stand there? So first off, we'll start taking these down. Now, I've obviously got to jack this end up to get that axle stand up. Hold on guys, it's boating, accidents are just around the corner to happen. But I've got the kedge, I think they call it, or the bottom of the outboard down the end there. If I try jacking this up, it's forcing on that. So I'm going to lift that up first, and that means putting the power on. Isolator switch is now on. I go down the other side. This, by the way, guys, used to be my marina. I had this as a marina. I built all this as a marina. You can tell by the yellow flag, I think we call it. That's all full of water because underneath there is an ancient well. I've actually got 3 wells on this property. I'll tell you what, guys, I'll show you because it's water, isn't it? Hang on a second. See, I don't exactly know how interested people I am, things that I do or get up to, but it seems like they're interested. Now, I had this one built. This was a manhole cover. When we first bought this property, trust me, it looked nothing like this. I spent a fortune on it, did a year's solid work. When we first bought the place, this was just a manhole cover. So I built the brickwork. I had a brickie build a big well over this. I've had an old pump that I bought from years ago. It's not worked into the system here, but it did work from years ago. The pipe would go down there, obviously inside the well, and then they would pump the water up like this. Okay, on a suction, I guess, a piston ram, and pump the water up. The water would come out of here. We've actually had, over the last couple of years, not this year, we've had birds nesting up inside there. Probably just woken them up. So this here, this well, you can see, I don't know whether you'll see, there's a man down there with a camera on his head. You fool. If you can see here, it's ridged, but down below that ridge, the corrugated, is a network of bricks beautifully laid all the way around, right? Now this well is actually, I think it's 6 feet straight across, and we plumbed it from the bottom of that pipe. It's actually, wait for this, 32 feet deep, because this property used to be a sort of holding ground for, or a watering hole if you like, for a cattle staging station between 2 market towns. I won't say which market towns because I'll get inundated with people saying, can I look at your well please, mister? So I didn't have it done around the whole thing, perhaps I should have done, but we were worried about kids falling down. I thought, well, maybe some people put ladders down there, don't they, but there you go. It's a well, there's no fish in there, but like most small boys, you can do this. Naughty, isn't it? Very naughty. So that's the well. There's another well, I'll show you down here. This is a eucalyptus tree. It sheds its bark. Well, virtually perpetually, this one's shedding. Look at the angle it's leaning over at. All the way, it's a monster eucalyptus tree. Pointing towards what was Mike's bedroom. That would have woken him up if that came down, wouldn't it? And then down here, I found, after we purchased the property, yes, another well. Now this well is 12 feet deep, so this was 3 wells on this property. I put caging over there. That goes down, it's watered down there, I can see it down there. It's a deeper set, it's still got the water table, but you can see there's bricks crisscross there, so very, very ancient. These bricks actually came from the house itself when we had it largely demolished and rebuilt on one section. And I climbed on the roof myself with a jackhammer, broke all this up. These are old ancient bricks, and I rebuilt all this myself. Not a bad job for an old boy, is it? And I built the roof with the old tiles just to make it look like a well, which is what it is. Well, well, well. So the third well on the property, splash, is buried. I can't get to it. Oh yeah, you can just see the hole there. The third well is down there. So they had 3 wells on this property for what I assume is cattle. This I would normally be standing in water, but this is one of the driest spells we've had. Just look at this. Can you see it there? Cracking wide open, bone dry. I built myself this little mini marina area. Nice when it's filled with water. I can sit down there with my tools, work on my bow, look at my flowers I've planted. Anyway, let's move on and get that untied. I made these steps up here, that way I don't keep treading on the mudguard there. Out of scrap, obviously, guys. So this is only loosely tied. Look, I don't know how much you guys want to watch of whatever life I have doing my stuff. So there you can see, here is the engine. Gonna have to get a new down here. You won't see it down there. Starting to wear away, the sacrificial anode there, which wears away before the engine wears away. And of course now I've got power, it should, yes indeedy, should go up. But first, let's check the oil. Now the best thing about engines is just looking at all this and marvelling at it and looking for any rust marks, because these things are more expensive than my car. Anything with the word marine attached to it is expensive. There's my little dipstick, a ton of oil in there, but I still like to wipe that and then check it again. So we're just going to wipe this dipstick there so we know where we're starting. There is the top fill marker. I mean, it's so much easier now. I use this head cam. Where's that little hole? Is down there, and that goes in, one assumes, with a pop. Check it, and as you can see, full. So I'm okay for oil. Always make sure that's right down in there. There's no breakdowns at sea. So oil's all okay. Back goes the cowling, one hopes. Straight, just make sure that locates on the front. I'm only speaking for Yamahas, because you don't want this blowing off. You do not need water in there. There's a seal runs around there, keeps it lovely and dry. Okay, so now I can use it from the control up here, or I can use this button here. Up we go. I put it on the lock. Okay, now I come around this side. Up here. Now I can tilt it that way to release that down there. Up we go, winding, winding and winding. Out that one comes. That just supports the spine. Listen, you don't have to do it, guys. Not very nice banging your head on there first thing in the morning. But because the angle's tilted back, I like to lower this angle here. And then I take those jacks out, or axle stands as I call them. See again, people, it's all stuff I've never thought to show you. All you boaty people out there, they probably think, well, he's doing the same as I am, mate. I think, well, yeah, but Joe Public does not realise what goes into boating. So, I got myself a trolley jack. I'm going to pump this up. Make sure it's all lined up. I've got mine on wooden blocks. Never put them on bricks, jacks. Never put them on bricks. That's just stones. Bricks shatter, wood doesn't. Wood crushes. That's why anybody in heavy moving equipment will use wood. I get that jack right up. Out comes my axle stand, well to the side. I then release here. I then release. Down comes that onto the weight of the wheel now. Lock it back up again, same over the other side. And as the actress said to the bishop, repeat the procedure. In we go. And just, oh, it's early in the morning, all of this. Up we go. There's the wheel, look. You can also check there's any stones or bits and pieces there, clean them off. You can check your bearings at the same, just a minor, very minor play there. Axle stand comes out, goes there. Slowly release the releaser. Release the down mechanism and you'll see, down we go. Jack's release. Take the jack out. Bit heavy trolley jack, but that's just the way it is. Probably free somewhere. I leave it there, I cover it with wood. Obviously, if it does rain while I'm out, keeps it dry. Right, effectively, that's ready to tow. No, it's not. See what I mean about jobs? Boats are just endless jobs all the time. Ropes and jobs. And snags. I leave my security lock on until I'm ready to tow the boat away in the morning, because you never know. No one can steal the boat, the car's backed up against it, unless they go to lift it over the fence, which I fear they won't. What they normally do is chainsaw the engine off the back. That's what I'm told anyway. I assure you, we will hear a chainsaw going. There's enough security here that we will know they are here. Hopefully they won't be. So leave it on to the morning, unlock it. Remember, before you drive away, to unlock it, won't you folks, because it makes a hell of a noise and an awful lot of damage if you don't. I'll leave this slack, a little bit of slack when I've got it all set up here. Obviously make sure the lock's on. Now if I'm travelling with it, I crank it on. Ooh, nice and tight, so it's pulled up in that V or yoke there. That's tight. I've got a rope here, which is my bow rope. That's second sort of cautionary bit there. And there we go, guys. We are now getting through to the most important part of all, and that is, I keep it in the same spot all the time. Oh God, it's there. This is the bung. This is the tiny little thing that represents success from disaster. Round the back here, just so boaty people know this, of course they do. I'm not trying to tell them all to suck eggs, I'm just trying to tell beginners and people who are generally interested in it. This has to be here. I keep my boat out of the water, therefore I don't need anti-fouling on there. Anti-fouling is to stop all algae growing on there. If algae grows, which it does in a marina, you're going to get a lot slower speed because you're dragging all that weed and stuff through the water with you. My way is quicker, but of course, I have to have the bung open. You couldn't do that. The more in the boat would sink, the water goes in and it would sink. What I do is leave that bung out. Any rainwater comes down through here, Show these people, Graham. Goes down into the well there, and there's a pump. It doesn't need the pump because the hole goes through, so the water automatically drains all the way out. Now, if I left this on a mooring, okay, if I left it on a mooring, I would have to have the bung in. I would have to have that pump running, not permanently, but if it fills up, if rain comes in, it will fill up. Now, my worry would be if the batteries down here did die out, the pump doesn't work, the boat sinks. Boating can be a nightmare, can't it? It's constantly check and recheck. Anyway, guys, the bung goes in. Already put a little bit of smear of grease in there. You want it very tight, but not so stupidly tight you can't get it off. I've done that, so I've got the t-shirt on that one. Just a few pinches. That's done. So we're done. Check transducers, clean from cobwebs and stuff like that might grow there. The next one is I'm going to put on my running board or trailer lights, and then bang my toe, mummy. Ooh. The next one is what I do is put my trailer lights on and run those up here first, and then I'm going to strap it up, and then I'm pretty well getting down to the next stage. Drying in the sun are all my deep dropping marlin, swordfish, 6-gill shark weights with coat hanger wire, all drying out there ready to be used on, yes, another expedition. Over here I've got a battery on charge. It's just a spare one I use inside the house to run the wife. No, that was a joke. I use that spare battery inside the house to run my GPS so I can look at stuff inside at my leisure. Right, running board's going to go on here. I just adapted these ropes to fit my boat, and they've been like that for years. Same ropes, just check them every once in a while, guys. It's not rocket science, is it? There we go, that's on. I'll just tie these around. You've seen this in the last video, so I'll probably move on to the next phase. Coil the cable up here. I'll make that little loop to go over the top of this. Trail it along the side. No, we don't do these stickers anymore, guys. Unless Mike's going to bring them out again. One across the bow. She's taking a shot across the bow. I'm ready for clipping up in the morning. I just lay it in there. Don't forget to put it on. Hard to believe, guys. Look through here. Look at that. That beautiful colour there. Those were grown from cuttings this big. That's what you can do. All free. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful colours. Last about 2 months. Lavatier, very, very nice. You won't be able to see that colour in there. Look, polished, matte where the sun gets it, polished. I can tea-cut this, or not tea-cut it, polish it all out to make it slippery and shiny. It will not catch me any more fish. So, strapping up time. You should have seen this in the last one, last issue. Man alone on the ocean. Ropes go on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4 carpets to prevent rubbing. Just my way of doing it. Other guys might do it different ways, I'm sure they do. Oh, let's move this luxury step version. Actually, that's so handy for me of my age, getting up and down rather than treading on here. Spray these with WD-40 every once in a while. And it's got a hook on the axle stand. Goes on there, place it through there, make sure the straps are all around the right way. And while it's under slight tension, I put the carpet there for the rub marks. You're going to get rub marks, can't help it, can't help it. It's the way it is. It's life, it's life. When you're trailing, I always go for safety first. Underneath goes my hook. I bend the strap, I put a fold or kink in it, this webbing. Pull it tight like that. Oh, not getting any younger. Shorten it around here. In fact, that could come over a bit. I just slide it up, keep under a little bit of tension, fold my carpet down over there. Man, the weather forecast, I tell you, is at the present time as we speak so peachy it just does not seem true. It's got to be done. There's a loop down here. Obviously I put my rope through there, but it's longer that way, so I've got two different size loops. It's quite annoying to have the short one there and the long one here, and it doesn't match up with the straps. So I just mark one with a piece of red tape, which means that's the long one, Graham. So under we go, throw it over. This is the fun of boating. I haven't even got on the water yet. I can spend half an hour to an hour doing all this, just prepping all the time for the journey to the sea. Oh, pull it tight, leave it on tension. The other one, I'm hoping you can see this. I just do an extended loop, and we run that loop, the standing line I think we'll call it in olden times. It's half hitch there. Good yank through. Apply our carpet, not with the stones, Graham. If you get any rub marks, they're generally on the bottom, on the white part of the gel coat of the boat, not the top here. Now comes the embarrassing part. I only get on the side of the boat from this side when I'm doing the straps. It's called superstition. I don't put much weight on it, but I am a bit superstitious. I like to get in there and do everything one way. So engine up, I'm going to join these two straps together. It's just how I do it, just how I do it. Gets clipped in like that. Ooh, I'll pull it back. Ratchet strap. I'll pull it till it creaks. One more. That's it. I don't want to bust my boat apart. And I think with these straps, they're so powerful, you could do a couple of knots over there, stop it flapping around, repeat the procedure. Throw that microphone out the way, or microphone lead. Ooh. That's enough. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Tag in, tie, tag in, tie. Now I used to have a caravan as well. I've done plenty of towing, so you need what's called a bow weight. You need a bit of nose weight to keep on the ball hitch. You've got to keep the actual weight of the unit you're trailing on the ball hitch. So I use my anchor. I'm going to go and get that. I might fly this flag tomorrow, not giving them a plug. Michael got a free one from them somewhere. I've got my chair here when I have guests. I don't have many guests, I can assure you. I don't have many friends when I come to think about it. It's only the people on YouTube. So I'm going to put the rope coil up there and the anchor and all the chain. That gives me the bow weight. This is for people that owe me money. No, it's in case I want to dispatch a bigger fish for food. So listen, you can get some sort of idea just how long it does take to get yourself commissioned, not decommissioned, commissioned into operation. Oh, come on, people. What the hell have I come in here for? Well, a fuel tank says, not a fuel tank, so I was coming in for something. God, it's sad getting old, isn't it? Fuel tanks, I keep them down there. They've got to be filled up. That's not going to be pleasant. I'm certainly not going to enjoy that, the extortionate price we pay for with the rip-offs of government taxes on fuel and the fuel people. And they've got us over a barrel, haven't they? You've got to have it. Anchor. That's the anchor. How can I get from anchor to fuel tanks to anchor? How does the brain work? It's bizarre. So one of mine's working at all. We get rid of all that freshwater stuff. I hate to say it, that's about the best thing I bought. That, well, I didn't buy it. Stolen off my son, that sack barrel. That will give me the bow weight, all right. Put that there. I don't know. Everybody seems to find this stuff interesting. Check and recheck. Am I opening? Check. Yeah, it's all weight. That goes. Boom. Don't put your jockey wheels too high because it's very unstable when you're moving around in the boat. Something else I found out. Oh, something else I should have done. Do this, I wouldn't have to step over those straps, would I? Right. Secure it Right, there's my bow weight. Now the reason I don't put my electronics on first, like my radio under here, cobwebs, is because it bangs. Our roads are shocking here in the UK. I might as well be driving from, I don't know, Mombasa to Longanot on Lake Navasha on that road, and I've been there so I know what the road's like. So I don't, because I've already cracked here one of the hinges, radio dropped on the floor, like it's okay. So I put those on when I get there. Everything else is fine, except the luxury of having done something else for you. Yes people, I've repainted and got the rust off all my old rubbish. My old net, which has got some old wire and taped together with tape, and it's still wet. Ugh. I'll put that in here. No, I don't know, look in the last film guys, see how many fish I've ever netted. I don't bother netting them. This is a release gaff, something like a 16-0 7699 Seamaster offset by the look of it. I've ground the barb off, so any giant fish, steel cable, wood handle, goes to rope, should I want to bring them into the boat for tagging, releasing, whatever. Tagging stick here. This is called a stainless steel cannula. There's a little slot in it for taking the tag. You've doubtless seen it in our shark films. And that's a long one. I don't want to use a short one. If it's a big fish, I can tag it at a distance there. That goes in here as well. And last but not least, maybe bad luck. Should that go in that one? I don't know. You guys tell me. You should. That's better. My God, what could have happened if that wasn't level? Oiled and painted, all in yellow. In there. Long disgorger, all in yellow, freshly painted. And the giant, oh my God, just over 2 feet, about 2 feet long shark disgorger with a big V hook. Yes, it's in there in case we get sharks. Oh, it's a pretty yellow, looks like somebody's painted it. And indeed, has anybody noticed the prime quality of this deck? And that's because during the week I did this. Oh, I've actually been painting, yes, the entire house. So with the house painted, I thought, what else can I do with this brush? Ah yes, the boat deck needs doing. On we go, and I'm using not special deck paint, expensive marine deck paint. I've done that, got the t-shirt, it still comes off. I'm not giving them a plug, this is just regular exterior masonry paint, and that does the job. As you can see, it's pretty grubby. Now it probably is grubbier than you would get using marine paint, but this one is basically, let's face it guys, it's free. I've already painted the entire house with it, and that's exactly what I've got on here is masonry paint. I don't figure on it staying wonderful deck because this is a fishing boat, it's here for fishing, it's going to get messed up. I'm using about a 4-inch brush, just working it into the corners, and this looks lovely the first time you put it on. After a full day's fishing, it don't look quite so pretty. It doesn't matter, I've just got to tart it up, and because I'm superstitious, it might be good luck guys. You never know, it might be good luck. Don't forget, I've already paid for this paint. This is, you can get textured as well. That's listen, another boater told me this is, don't buy that marine paint, Graham. He said you're getting ripped off. Everything with marine has a premium price to it. All boat owners will tell you that. He said just use a regular exterior grained or granuled, textured, I think they call it, textured masonry paint, which gives it something of a non-slip feel. So crack on, I'm using up what's left in this pot, and then I'm going to start on the other one, and that's what I do for my deck paint. I've got the aerial and light down, folded down for travelling. All I'm going to do now is put this back over and tie it down tightly, as I am on lock. Just going to check that. I am on lock. Put the cover over, and only now, after doing all these jobs, can I start to think fishing and tackle that sort of thing. Still got to get the fuel, because you've got to get to this stage first before you can even consider going fishing. All my fish boxes have been washed out and are down here, cutting boards. What a good job you guys reminded me. I'm only just about to go all the way down to the sea with no cutting board and no fish box. If it wasn't for you people on YouTube reminding me, where would I be? Just a point of interest. When I made this, I got my fish box. I made my box, my tray rather, to fit the box, put 2 ridges on there so they go just inside here, look, and they don't slide off in the rough sea. Simple, easy, true. I've got another one of those mats to go in as well. See, these, once I caught fish using those, they go in all the time for good luck. It might be a luck thing. I've got spare fish boxes here, and here's a unit we use for shark chum when we're blue shark fishing, because they bite the bags. So it's just like an old wash tub thing, work basket. You put your bag in here, tie it off to the boat, and you've got these here so that it doesn't bash and mark the boat when it's washing around. Little tip there, guys, and there's the old bait droppers and chum tubes. And there's the flowers, aren't they lovely? Grown by my own hand. Can turn into a gardening show. And yes, guys, I've actually done writing for gardening magazines as well. A lot of buds on those still to come out, but we need rain. Just not today. Right, I've mortgaged the wife, I've sold the dog, I've got rid of all my pension fund, and I've actually filled up my fuel tanks. But here's a tip on a serious note, guys. 50 litres of fuel, okay? Heavy. Do not, under any circumstances, leave those locked in a car on a hot day. I've had them, and I've done this from experience, opened up a full tank and see 50 litres, like a red balloon, those tanks literally busting up here. Can you imagine the pressure they're under and what they go to? If you have to, just crack your windows at the top. Oh, if I can lift it, I put these here overnight. I'm not going to risk 50 litres of fuel. Oh, I'm not going to risk. Oh wow, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kites, 6 red kites. Man alive, I've never seen that many over my house, and we do have a couple of red kites there. Look at that. Hopefully you guys can see that. They were introduced up in the Chilterns, I think it was, in the Chiltern Hills, and they've expanded from there. Beautiful sight to see. I believe they're our largest predator bird, other than the eagles, which you don't get down here. So these will keep cool. And there we go. Pretty well, I'm now down to going through the rack. And look, spare wheel, full equipment, grease gun, spare wheel bearings, all stuff like that. My seat covers. Oh, my lovely seat, I do like it. Expensive, but nice. All this stuff has to be loaded, and I haven't even got round to the fishing tackle yet. So that's how I put my boat together, ready to go on one of those totally awesome fishing trips. Takes a bit of time, doesn't it? All boaters know about it. It's got to be done. Stay safe, and that's what it's all about. We'll see you next time, when I'm going to be adding some water to that boat, and hopefully another film for you. Don't forget to watch the Totally Awesome Fishing Show, watch Mike's TA Outdoors, all free to watch, on both channels. Hit that subscribe button, that little tinkly notification bell thing, and don't forget, check out Mike's channel TA Outdoors, because he's now doing, I think, clothing as well. We may do a crossover between the two channels and put it all in one and start the TA clothing on that side as well. So keep watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. You do not know what's coming next. Neither do I half the time. What are we going to do next week? Where are we going? I don't know where we're going.